So imagine if like it's getting serious and your career is going well right now.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
30.
Yeah, your eggs are dying a little.
Mine?
If you were a girl, what would you do right now? Would you?
Wait, I'm lost.
You're a girl in this situation.
Am I me?
You're a girl, but
With
you're
the same
you.
But you're
like
a girl.
you have the same career, but you're a girl.
Yeah. I hear you.
You still make videos.
Yeah.
Cat videos.
Uneven.
I'm blowing damn bills.
You're making
on
fun
a
of boys. You're killing it.
Yeah.
Would you try to knock out 2 babies now?
Oh, interesting.
Or would you wait? Because I'm at this point where I'm 31. My career just started to get kind of hot. And I'm like, do I wait and try to see if I could like get bigger? It's a difficult thing that female comics and female entertainers.
Do you freeze your eggs? That's what people are doing now.
But freezing your eggs is not, you don't just like drop them off at the fridge. Like you have to inject yourself for 30 days with hormones. You act like a psychotic human.
So normal.
So honestly, kind of chill for me.
Yeah, I think that's in it. But you do want kids. You both want kids?
He's kind of like, he'd be fine without him at this point.
Well, he's got about another 9 years. So
that is true because both of you guys are touring so heavy.
So it's
you would want to. I think it needs to be a time where both of you are like kind of like.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's hard if you have a child and he's like, I'm going to the Funny Bone in Des Moines. You're like, what about Rupert?
Rupert?
I don't know. He's Irish.
That's
like,
Seamus.
What about Game Hen? I don't know. I think you do 2 years crushing it. You're doing great right now, and then you tease it. You know, people do merch shops. Mama might be pregnant next year. Get your merch.
Well, I do think we're in a new time, where I can then like maybe I'll be traveling less, but people will like to follow that path of mine.
Here's what you do. Yeah. You work your ass off right now. What you're doing. You film a special in about a year and a half. You drop it, and then right after the special, baby.
That's exactly what I thought.
Really?
Yeah, because like I don't want to. After the special, you need to write new shit anyway.
Right.
So I'll be like just watching my baby. Like that was annoying. That was annoying. Yeah. That was funny.
You should have the baby come out and then press publish on Netflix.
Yes.
Baby come
TikTok
out of your
live.
pussy, then
TikTok
boom.
live.
No, I think you're at a very great place in your career, and I think you just.
I had to Venmo him for the social media advice.
This is great.
No
masterclass, but it's interesting to talk to someone because I'm a fresh 31, and so it's interesting to talk to someone else as a dude in like their perspective. Do you want kids?
Eventually, yeah. I just don't want to be like 60 and like just like my neighbors at my last place. They were both older and they never had kids. And all this guy does is just fixates on the house and the neighborhood and plants garden. And the noises. Because you don't have kids, you focus on the neighborhood is your kid.
The neighborhood gossip.
And he's just so like sporadic and like a squirrel that goes too loud and he's like, oh fucking get the gun. I don't. Sure, right now I don't want a kid, but you know, I definitely want to raise a family and I want to have something that I can like care about and extend whatever, keep it going, make a family, make a child. You know, he can be on TikTok live.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it is very sad to like have a lot and not be able to share it with somebody. Like we talk about all the time, like alone in a mansion, like that dog. That's super, super sad to me. And we all know, we're not gonna say their names, but we all know people that are very successful.
You guys see that in LA. Like we're in New York, we just think we're like they just walk outside with palm trees and they take videos and it seems like beautiful.
No,
yeah. The Hollywood Hills. None of us live there, but you go there at night and there's an eerie vibe to it. You know,
it's a haunting quietness.
Yes, it's the most successful people in town, but you're like, is this? It just
you work to be like so successful that you're so elite and everyone respects you so much, and then next thing you know, you're like, I don't want to be with the general public.
Yeah,
and then it's
and then
lonely.
In a year later, you're snorting fentanyl off your Oscar. I mean, that's not a life. That's not a life.
Could be.
Could be.
But I think it's like you shun away so many people on your career because like, you just gotta work. I'm working here. I'm this.
Yes.
And then you pick your head up and you're like,
someone made a viral video about like how to become huge on TikTok, and they were like, post 3 to 5 times a day, original content, find your voice, ignore your family, ruin all your relationships.
Ignore your family being step number 7 is hilarious.
It should be step number 1.
We could have just stopped after post 3 times a day. God. Call your grandma, tell you don't love her.
Tell your grandma that she's ruining your
there's
engagement.
parts of that where it's like you have to like turn down like fun opportunities on the weekend. I mean, the first 3 years I lived out here, all my friends would be going to all the bars on the west side and I'd be like, I'm just going to make fucking videos that nobody's going to see and do stand up at like 2 p.m. at an open mic. But over time, if you believe in yourself, that something will happen.
Well, but that's what's hard. Once you start doing what you love, I mean, it's not hard, but like then you start making money and you're like, this is what I wanted. What do I do with this?
I know.
In that way, a little of like, because the chase is the fun. People forget about it, but when you watch all those documentaries of people who blow up, the best times are always like, yeah, I was, with my boys and we were like fucking around in a van, and like that's always the best part.
Yeah, but I think you're retroactively looking back and being like, oh, that was so fun
True.
because we had no responsibility.
True.
Also, we were eating ramen noodles out of each other's asshole, so it wasn't a great time.
Or it was.
But you didn't also have
if as long as it was
expectations,
bleached.
really.
Yeah.
Right. You're kind of like, we were just fucking around. We made this video and it blew up. And you're like, because you weren't thinking about like, I need to make the
What's
next hit.
next one? What's the next one?
I think something that people, and we've talked about this before. I think the thing that people do that is detrimental is they try to say yes to everything, and then you want your head to explode. I think a good skill to learn, and we're all trying to learn at this point, where it's like, let's narrow the focus. Because I think once you start being a business that you're making money, there's 9,000 people be like, you should do this, you should do this. And then all of a sudden you had this famine mentality back in the day. So now you're like, yes to everything. And then that yes to everything fatigues you to a point where it's not fun anymore.
That's literally what I'm working on with my therapist right now.
Me too.
Because no,
it's all about longevity. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
But also, in what age, like stand-ups back in the day, stand-ups did not also have 2 podcasts, also have all the content that they're making online.
Yeah, it was just stand-up. Stand-up was like good. All you needed was stand-up. You didn't need the extra.
Yeah.
So now, like the second I'm, done with stand-up, in my head, I'm getting emails about podcasts and I'm getting emails about content and brand collaborations, which is fucking amazing. But like now I'm at that point where I need to know what to say no to, but I have that opportunity.
You learn by experience.
Side.
I've taken multiple brand deals that weren't good and the rate was fine. But it was like a big ask. And I was like, oh, it's a new year. I need to say yes to something.
Yes.
And then I'm in the middle of it. I'm like, why the fuck did I say yes to this?
Yeah.
But now you know.
It's almost like me and you when we first did our Zoom.
Yes.
I was so upset that I've never had a Zoom podcast not work.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, something happened in my building where they shut it off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was making jokes to him and it was just freezing. And I was like, he either thinks I'm bombing or he hates me.
Oh no.
And I was just like, I can't do this right now. And he was so nice, but he was like, I was like, I'm not wasting your time.
Yeah.
And then I remember trying to like be like, I want to record with this guy again. It just wasn't happening. And I was like, fuck, I guess I'm like, Trevor Walsh and I are just not going to record.
Yeah.
But then fast forward, I didn't force it. And this is probably a better time now.
Yes.
We should talk about it. And it got me thinking, I forced so many things in my career. People force so many relationships, friendships. It's like taking a shit. If you have to force it, it's not the time. Wait 20 minutes, have a Chipotle, and it's going to flow.
Honestly, a very wholesome message with a lot of meaning behind it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And use her promo code at Chipotle, diarrhea. No, I do feel that. Anytime I go, this video has to blow up, this video has to go viral, it doesn't. But it's always the ones I was like, oh, I hope people like this. This was a fun one to make.
Well, or ones that made you laugh.
Yeah, well, sometimes. I think everything I put out at some point, I was like, oh, this is funny.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's just whatever.